Hey guys, Evan Ork here, back with another live stream. How are we today, my guys? So, this stream is going to have one topic, but it's going to be a pretty, as far as channel is concerned, unrelated topic to the channel because it's more so about my discussions on um, the Barbenheimer release. And by Barbenheimer, I mean the Barbie and Oppenheimer movies, separately. I did not see them on the same day. I know that sounds stupid. Why would I even go out of my way um, to watch both of them if I didn't do the combo on the one day thing? And I'll explain why that happened. Before I even get into that, though, I do want to apologize for not streaming last week. The reason why I didn't stream last week is because I was watching Barbie. That's why. And there's also a very good chance that I won't be streaming next Friday. This time I'm letting you guys know in advance because a friend of mine is doing a live stream on their channel, and they didn't want me to. I'm guessing take what essential viewers away from theirs because we have a lot of the same friends watching our channel. So I decided I wouldn't stream next week and give him his day to stream completely, so that anyone who watches my streams can go over to his. I think it's because this is a 3-year channel anniversary or something like that. Anyway, we only have one major topic. I just want to say hello to the people in the chat. Hello. Oh, Jarvera said this, I guess, a little earlier. I noticed this, that he wouldn't be here. I know he's not here to hear me say this, but that's all right. Hello, Ark. Hello, Yako. Hello, Tyrant. Hello, Silver. No way you watched Barbie. Yes, I did. I did not intend to. I'll explain what happened. Evan, Ayo, what's up? What's up, man? Oh my God, Monster Hunter. Hello, Silver. Okay, so you actually listening to? Yeah, I mean, I figured it'd be nice. And Nathan's the one who's I'm referring to here with that live stream next Friday. So I'm not going to be streaming next Friday, but I didn't stream last Friday. So this is usually I like to stream as many Fridays as possible. This time I'm a little inconsistent these incoming weeks, and I apologize for that. But hopefully the week after next Friday I will stream. So I won't stream next Friday, but letting you guys know that in advance. I don't think I've ever had to say that. If I never stream, I've almost never announced it, or at least had the idea of making it aware, like a pre um, like a message before anything. But oh well. So, anyways, thoughts on Barbie and Oppenheimer. This is the major topic of the stream. I will. First things first. Let me ask in here: is there anyone that does not want me to say spoilers? This is how it works, right? So, like, if there is anyone in this stream, just one, even one person who says don't spoil either movie, I will not spoil it. I'll make it a non-spoiler review because I never do separate review videos on movies. The only exceptions of those I do with are Godzilla movies because this is practically a Godzilla channel. So I do make full-on YouTube videos when I review movies, but only if they're Godzilla or fan films. That's for the fan review show. But like actual movies that like on Oppenheimer, like Barbie, I don't. No, I don't. I if I ever review those, it will be on a stream. So who here wants me to talk about them? I will talk about them, but there's a version of me that'll talk the spoilers or the non-spoilers. So let me know in chat. If just one person who says no spoilers, I will not spoil it. So just one person. Let me ask you. I'll ask it right now. Does anyone want me to give a spoiler review? Play Monster Hunter. Oh, I don't know if I don't know about that because my PC if I don't even know if it is a PC game. I have no idea. I don't really hear of it very much. It's like full to the brim. I cannot download any new games on it. I have to tell you. How are you, Evan? It's O'Rourke in time. Yes, I'm doing good, man. How about you? Give Stenny 2. Nope. I honestly don't care if you spoil it for me. All right. I guess I'll start talking about it because no one's saying don't spoil it. I'd rather watch Barbie 1200 oh my god. 1200 times more than times more than watch Barbie Oppenheimer once. Well, that's something. Did you actually see both movies, Diego, or no? I'm curious. In any case, let's get started in the discussion. So, hello, Mr. Goji. I don't know why I said hello 3 times. How you doing, Tice? Eternalism, both choices are made. Reject Stendy 2, embrace Yako versus Stendy. That's right. That'd be an interesting mashup, man. So anyway, let me see here. Yes, I did. You saw both of them? How would you rate Barbie on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how you, in comparison to rating Oppenheimer on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd rather watch Oppenheimer 1,000 times than a Barbie. Well, Yako, did you see Barbie and Oppenheimer? I asked Diego, did you see Barbie and Oppenheimer? Curious. In fact, actually, just let me know in chat if you guys saw one movie, the other movies, both movies. Let me know. I'm curious. But if without further ado, I guess I'll start talking about it. So, I did not intend to see either of these movies. And by the way, I never ended up making a live stream where I was going to discuss Indiana Jones 5 because the stream that would have happened right after that on a Friday did not end up happening. So I guess I'll just make it really quick now. I personally liked Indiana Jones 5. It got a lot of hate. I think for the first time ever, I think it's unnecessary. There are some things I would change, but I think in general it was a very good movie, far better than the last one. So definitely. Um, I watched Oppenheimer online, but Barbie didn't interest me. All right, got it. Oppenheimer was too long for me to watch the whole thing. I literally went out for the theater the first 2 minutes. Barbie was good. I didn't see either boring. No, you saw Oppenheimer, Tyran. That's not true. That's not true. Um, why are you lying to the viewers like that, man? But all right, so yeah, so I'm rambling on too much. So I think Ark said earlier he couldn't believe that I watched Barbie. Well, I don't know if he's still here, but what happened was I originally intended to just see Oppenheimer. Um, and what ended up happening was my friends said, "Wait, want to see Barbie?" Last Friday after because I'm doing a marketing internship over the summer, and after the what was I gonna say? After the internship, me and my friends went out. We watched Barbie. We didn't. There weren't any other movies playing that we really wanted to see. I mean, there was Mission Impossible, but I kind of wanted to save watching that with the family with my family members because that's more of like a family movie in my opinion. So there was nothing else to watch, and I did want to hang out with my friends. They say, "Let's go see Barbie." I'm like, "Okay." So we went to go see Barbie. I saw Oppenheimer first, by the way. Disclaimer. And I mean, what can I say? They're two very different movies. I originally just intended to see Oppenheimer, ended up seeing Barbie, and now here I am reviewing both of them. So let me just say this right now. I'm going to talk about Oppenheimer first because I saw that first. But hello, Boomerax. Welcome to the stream. Spoiler alert. Well, I think you saw both of them, didn't you? So you don't have to be spoiled about anything. Yes, I part Oppenheimer. I'm sorry. I didn't have no, no, no. I get it. I get it. I totally understand. I remember with No Way Home, I technically pirated it because even though I saw it in theaters, I saw it a second time online. So I am a pathological liar. Yes, you are. Barbie was so unexpected for me. I was thinking of it being a Sine movie, the whole movie, but it ended up getting so deep for no reason. Yeah, no, towards the end it definitely did that. But so for starters, when it comes to Oppenheimer, um, Oppenheimer was a very good movie. In like generally speaking, it was a good movie. It wasn't great. It was good. I shouldn't have said very good. It was a good movie. I liked the acting. Besides Matt Damon, I didn't like Matt Damon in this movie. I didn't think he did a good job. But besides Matt Damon, I liked the acting in this movie. I liked the cinematography. I liked the inclusion of not just the atomic bomb, but his personal life stories too, where they talked about his suspected communist beliefs, where they talked about his affair. I think that any biopic movie, when you throw stuff like that in, aside from their main thing that they're known for, it makes them feel more like a human. Like you feel like you can connect to them more. So like talking about that affair, talking about that suspecting, that everyone was suspecting him being a communist, on top of what the main point of the movie was, which was talking about the creation of the atomic bomb. I thought that was all orchestrated well. But now, that's the sum up of what I liked about it. Because you know me, when I have cons, I like to talk about the cons more than the pros. Just because, what am I going to say with pros? I liked it, I liked it, I liked it. With cons, I like talking about it a little bit more, at least when it comes to real movies, because what else is there to really break down at that point? So, um, let's go. Oppositionheimer. I got beaten inside the theater watching. Oh God, why? What happened? I know you're kidding. I'm betting, but why? He bought a zoo. Just curious, is the R rating for Oppenheimer necessary, or do you think it could be better with it? Um, Tom Holland plays JFK. What? Oh my God, that'd be so ridiculous. That better not be happening. But no, to answer your question, Yako, I do think it's definitely deserving of the R rating, considering that there were like very explicit, graphic, like at least sex scenes. I mean, compared to like other movies, this was like, they didn't hide it like you do with other movies. So I definitely think the R rating is deserved 100%. I think PG-13 would not be appropriate. You'd have like 13-year-old kids at that point coming in and watching, and very very explicit. So anyways, going back to what I was saying, now time for the cons when it comes to Barbie. The cons with Barbie is that it went on, and this is to Tice's point earlier, it went on for too long. It went on for too long. I've heard only a few people say that they felt like it flew by. I'm like, how do you even think that? So no one said that I can't spoil it, so I'm just gonna spoil it right now. And most people I think have already seen it based off of what you guys are telling me. The movie should have ended after the atomic bomb went off. Like after it was obvious that it was a success. I should actually no, that's not when it should have ended. Sorry, it should have ended a little bit after that when Oppenheimer started regretting, or when we started feeling like he had blood on his hands by dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That regret, it should have ended there. It should not have gone on with this whole. I forgot what his name was. What was his name? Strauss? Is that what it was? Louis Strauss. Yeah, Louis Strauss. It shouldn't have gone on with this whole Strauss Senate thing. I mean, granted, they had to end it off somewhere because that's how they started the movie. But it could have ended, around the same time frame as when he started regretting because it went back and forth to the future and the past, and it just went on for too long. So what they should have done was, I mean, it literally went on for 40 minutes past the climax of the movie, which was dropping the atomic bomb. That was the climax of the movie. Realizing that it was a success, getting to see it, looking at it in theaters, and then it went on for an extra 40 minutes talking about his suspected communist beliefs, which I 100% agree was an important part of the story. I literally mentioned earlier how I like that, but it shouldn't have gone on for another 40 minutes about that. When we get the point, it's a kangaroo court. He's being set up. We got that from the beginning, pretty much. So it should have ended off. I would argue the movie should have ended at the like around the same time frame as when he started feeling regret over the bomb, because then at that point, what you would have had is um, at that point, what you would have gotten is you would have gotten um, the entire. Sorry, I'm half reading the chat. I'm half looking at myself here. At that point, what you would have gotten was you would have gotten like the whole climax of the movie is the atomic bomb, as I mentioned earlier. So if you started having this sudden like regret coming from the man himself who created it, that's a great place to end it. That's like, oh man, it went up to this point and now he starts regretting it. That's how it should have ended. It should have it would have been a bittersweet ending, but um it just there was just it just went on for like the scenes where he started talking about what was happening at the court with his wife at home. That stuff could have been taken out. I mean, we didn't have to see his wife get angry about that. Of course, she get that's obvious that his wife would get angry about that. Um, so no, it went on for too long. But let me read the chat here. I need to take a breather here. I walked out of Barbie having more appreciation for my mother than I had before. It sounds kind of bad when I say that, but I didn't mean it as I didn't appreciate it. Okay, well, no, it's definitely a movie for moms. I mean, I didn't watch it with my mom. I said I watched it with my friends, but as soon as I came home, like, Mom, you should watch this. Everyone covered his eyes during these scenes. Oh God, no. I honestly don't think it was deserved. Honestly, the whole sex scene, excessive swearing was kind of unnecessary to me, but that's just me. Well, what do you mean? The R rating was deserved, and that the how could you? I'm confused. Like, how could you say it wasn't deserved, but then say that there was all this swearing and these sex scenes that were unnecessary? I mean, you could agree they're unnecessary. I could agree with you that they're unnecessary, but it's precisely the reason why they're in there that's R rated. So like, I'm kind of confused with you. And with that, what are you talking about? I'm talking, man. I'm just saying my opinion. Tony Stark, yeah, he's in that. Some guy was playing. Oh, I'm not gonna say that out loud. Inside the theater watching Oppenheimer, you have to be escorted out of the theater. Damn. I mean, you have mental problems. What is blood waffling about? I'm just saying my opinion, man. I see. I love it when you talk about movies like this. It really brings out a good amount of people in these streams. Blood is tripping balls. Oppenheimer should have been 2 hours 30 minutes, not 3 hours. Yeah, I agree with that. Full honesty, I think my main problem with Barbie is the message behind it. The execution was good. It just felt odd. I think the message with it was I don't know. I get what you're saying. I mean, there were just parts of yeah, there were parts of the message that were it's like, oh, I think okay, I'll get into this when I talk about it, but the I get what you're saying in the sense that the message was just like we get it, right? We get it. They're talking about it too much. But that's for when I talk about Barbie in a few minutes. Oppenheimer was a justified 3 hours. Uh, it's not like, by the way, it's not like I didn't enjoy. I mean, the scenes that dragged on for me were still filmed well, were still acted. This acting was still great in them, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I personally felt inside, like me, deep down, was that it was just going on a little bit too long. Um, the ending did not drag on. Kind of did, man. But if you think so, it's your opinion. Everything after the bomb went off in Oppenheimer was just as important to his life as everything before. Um, well, they already started showing all of those important events prior to like they started off the movie literally with this kangaroo court being set up against him. So yeah, I literally pointed out how the atomic bomb was the major part of this movie, but that it's very important you included the affair and the suspected communist beliefs. That doesn't mean, however, that there were not certain scenes towards the end that could have been taken out. Like I said, the scene where he's arguing with his wife and telling her what's happening at the court. We didn't need to know that. I mean, like the scenes where he's like going over with his wife at the house after he came back from court, not the court, the deposition. That's what the right word, deposition, and telling her all the details and her getting mad. Like, that part's pretty obvious. Of course, she's going to be mad about it. There's just certain scenes that just didn't need to be in there. It's a biopic about him, not about the atomic bomb. Well, that's what I mentioned earlier. I mean, the major part of the movie is the atomic bomb. I mean, that is you cannot argue otherwise. Of course, in general, the movie is about his life, but what's so known about his life is that he created the atomic bomb. Therefore, the atomic bomb is the major part of the movie. It's when you create a movie about a scientist because of their famous invention, you could name the movie after the scientist, but obviously the whole reason there's a movie made about him is because of what they invented. And with Oppenheimer, he invented the atomic bomb. So yes, you needed to have those other topics get thrown in there, but they didn't have to go off and on, go on and on and on. In my opinion, you don't understand the R rating in terms of this sex scene and the excessive swearing is unnecessary. In my opinion, honestly. Oh, I get what you're saying. So like everything in the movie that made it the R rating shouldn't have been in there. I don't think the swearing was. I don't know. I don't know if I agree on the swearing. I think it's okay for the swearing just because it's an adult movie. I mean, you should kind of expect that. The sex scene, yeah, I think it was too. It was too. I don't know. I mean, one scene was fine, but they did it for two separate scenes. And the second scene was just like, okay, you could have shown it, but not that detailed. And I felt the exact same story could have been told without the sex scenes and without the swearing. If you give it a PG-13, it'd just be fine without. Oh yeah, no, now I get what you're saying. I don't know if I agree on the swearing part. I think if it's an adult movie, it should kind of guarantee that there's going to be some swearing. I don't know if I would say it's excessive. I mean, I can't actually remember too many times where it happened. Oppenheimer was a justified R rating. ONG, bro, we said the same thing. Oppenheimer was the main influence for young Sheldon to make a dirty bomb in his bedroom. Bazinga. I mean, the whole idea of women not needing men and vice versa, and that we're better off being independent seemed like a bad message. Um, well, you have to understand going into the movie was obviously going to be more about supporting women's role in society. I mean, you kind of have to just expect that. I mean, I expected that going into it. If I didn't, then I would walk out mad. But obviously, I've been trying to have a bad opinion challenge if possible. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, swearing. I'm just so sensitive. Oh no, to me it just felt unnecessary. All right, that's fair. But it's a woke feminist, so no, no. The bomb is a major part of the movie, yes, but that's not what the movie is about. The movie is about how he as a person was affected by creating the bomb. Now, well, we didn't even get to see how his life was. The effect that the bomb had on his life wasn't. It wasn't told. It wasn't as obvious until after the bomb dropped because there was no bomb. I mean, he's in the process of creating it, and he thinks he's doing good by it. I mean, the real affection of how the bomb, suffered a blow to how he perceived himself wasn't shown obviously until after the bomb was dropped. Barbie didn't feel too woke to me, as there are other movies, Cough Cough, Endgame, that make the women empowerment message too. Woke force, if that's the term. All right. I mean, yeah, no, you kind of you have to kind of go into the movie with that kind of pre-prepared conception. The movie is called Oppenheimer, not Trinity. Preach Turbo and Tyrant, my guy. What? Yeah, it'd be like if I put two sex scenes in Yaku 2. It'd be just like, okay, it's fine for one scene, but the second scene, yeah, it's just, yeah, yeah, exactly. But anyway, so uh, the whole, like, okay, um, my major argument is that I felt like it went on too long. There are other movies where I felt it went even longer. This is certainly not one of those. Oh my god, I want to leave. I stayed through it. I still had lots of hope and like in and out, and I liked it. I just feel like there were certain scenes, and they should have kept the deposition um, going. Obviously, I mean you can't end the movie as like as soon as the bomb drops. You needed to see how that ended, obviously, and how the whole Strauss thing ended. But there were so many scenes in between his regret over the bomb and in between the verdict, which caused Strauss not to be elected to the Senate, that could have been taken out. Like I said, the scenes where they're going over it at home, the scenes where um, they're going over um, um, like the specific details of his suspected communist beliefs. I mean, if that was an obvious, suspicion everybody had about him, I mean, that was already obvious from the beginning. When you know that he's growing up in this world where communism is becoming like the next, ideology everyone has to destroy as soon as fascism is gone. So yeah, no, they definitely needed all that. Everything that was told in the movie, like generally speaking, needed to be in there, should have been in there. But there were just some scenes at the end that if they were taken out, you would have probably taken out 10, 20 minutes out of the ending, and I would not have said it went on for too long. But yes, you did need to see Strauss get rejected from the Senate. You did need to see how the whole deposition ended, and you did need to see his obvious regret over the bomb. I mean, that's definite. But there are just specific scenes throughout that whole ending that could have been taken out, that could have maybe taken out 10, 15 minutes, and I would have felt better about it. That's the large point I'm making here. With that being said, if anyone else wants to add anything, I want to start talking about Barbie because I. Oh, and by the way, as a total rating for this film, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Solid 7.5 out of 10 is what I would say. If it weren't for the fact that I felt went on a little too long towards the end, I would have probably given an 8.5 or an 8. But 7.5, I think, is fair. Someone drops the bomb by accident, bro. It didn't even hit me that like Josh from Drake and Josh was that actor was the one dropping the bomb. And as soon as I saw a meme about it this morning on Instagram, and as soon as it hit me, I'm like, wow. Someone even jokingly said in the comments of the post, like, imagine going back to your 10-year-old self and telling you while watching Drake and Josh, this actor is gonna press the bomb that would unleash the atomic bomb in the most famous movie of 2023. I really liked Oppenheimer. Yeah, I think generally speaking, it's good. Oppenheimer is more woke than Barbie. No, I would not agree on that. One of the things I like most is definitely its cinematography. It makes me even more excited to working with IRL actors in college. Yes, yes, definitely. Cinematography was very good in this movie. I loved it. The whole desert, Los Alamos, loved it. Josh, no. Yeah, man. I was like, there were so many. I was like, wait a minute. I know so many of these actors. And I realized that midway through the movie that I forgot his name, but that actor who played the Green Goblin in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was like, wait a minute. I know, it's funny. Um, so, um, anyways, I guess without a further ado, let's start talking about Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. We just did that. Sorry, Barbie. Should have done it in the order of the title with Barbie slash Oppenheimer, but whatever. I saw Oppenheimer first, so that's why I chose it to talk about first. So when it comes to Barbie, I'll really quickly go over. I did not intend to see it. My friends invited me. I saw it last Friday, and uh, I love the set design. I think the humor was a real hit or miss. You either had really funny jokes or really bad jokes. There was no in between with the jokes in Barbie. The humor was either really funny or really bad, which I can kind of respect because in between humor is not really that good. You just get a few chuckles. But at least if you get a really good few punchliners in there, it makes you feel like, okay, I remember this, I remember this leaving the theater now. I'm not going to forget about it. That's what I respected about it. So yeah, humor was hit or miss, but I more so lean towards it being funny for the most part. For the most part, really good, really funny humor at times. Good acting. Oh, by the way, uh, to get more into detail, Ken, more specifically, Ken and I'm trying to. Ryan Gosling, who played him, was definitely the funniest character in the movie for sure. Ryan Gosling was the funniest character in the movie. Um, so, um, um, let me see here. Um, yeah, but anyways, loved it as far as the humor is concerned. Love the set design. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really liked about it. I like the ending. The ending was really touching. I remember I heard from a friend that he got emotional from it. I'm like, really? And then as Tice pointed out, it did get deep towards the end. And I was like, wow, all right. I love the ending. It was very nice. It was a very nice way of ending off. I will say this is probably the only movie I think where I ever actually went out to go to the bathroom. It's not because I didn't like it. I'm usually always I don't like anytime I have to go to the bathroom in a movie, I never go. I hold it in. I'm like, nope, watching this whole movie. With this, that did not end up happening. I was just like, I gotta go. And I came back at a point where I think Boomerax was talking about earlier, where they kept going on and on about this message about men not making. I forgot what he said specifically. I want to scroll up here. He said of women not needing men. Yeah. So there was a whole middle scene, by the way, if you don't know, where they go on and on about that. And again, I understand going into the movie that it's going to support women's role in society. I knew going into it that that was going to happen, and I wasn't disappointed leaving it because and of course, women are very important, um, are very important for society. So I went into it knowing that that was going to happen, and I left it understanding a lot of the value that they were talking about. But yes, there was a point where they kind of kept going on and on about the message a little too much. That was actually the part where, like I said earlier, I just came back from the bathroom, and that's what they're talking about. So yeah, on that in that regard, I feel like they went a little bit too far with that message. Just got a little too repetitive, and also I felt a little fake too. Um, but no, I loved Ken in the movie, hilarious. I also liked. I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. I think he's also another hit or miss actor. You can either love him in certain movies and you don't like him in others. But in this movie, he was very funny. He was very funny. In fact, one of my favorite jokes in the movie, he said it, but I don't want to repeat it because people here haven't seen it, so or at least most people here haven't seen it, so it'd be kind of wasting my time. But no, so again, the only thing I really didn't like was, like I said, I think they went a little bit, on and on about the same message that we get over and over again. Um, so, um, but yeah, yeah. I don't know what else if I had any other issues with it. I really didn't. I think it's that movie too has gotten a fair amount of hate, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why. But it was a decent movie. I would say I gave Oppenheimer a 7.5 out of 10. I give Barbie a 6 out of 10. I think that's what Diego said earlier. 100% agree. 6 out of 10 is a good rating. Excuse me, for Barbie. Good acting, good production design. Message went on a little bit too long, but I have to take so many points away from it because the message of the movie is the whole reason why I'm here watching the movie. It's to listen to the message of these characters. What's the lesson? What are they learning? What's their conflict? And if their conflict is something that it's like, okay, we get it, we get it, we get it, and that's all I'm thinking of. That's all I'm thinking in my head. Then it's like, I'm not going to love the movie so much if that's going to be the case. But anyway, long story short, I would give Barbie a 6 out of 10. I can't really say much about it as much as I did about Oppenheimer because I did not even plan to see Barbie. Oppenheimer I did plan to see, so I obviously have a lot of stuff to say about it. But no, no, no. In general, um, very, very good movie. Decent movie. Decent movie. Let me see here. Um, oh my God. You already just made these ball. Hello, Ark. I didn't even know you were here. Barbie, I honestly was never interested in that movie. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't interested going when like weeks before, but I ended up seeing it. It was pretty decent. The dude who played Roger and the Diary of Everyone. Yes, yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Shang-Chi saying in the scrolls, saying I'm gonna serve you over something like that, just making me shake my head when I saw the trailer. To be honest, I only watched the Barbie for Margot Robbie and the artist featured on the soundtrack, but ended up coming out of it loving the movie. Yeah, yeah, it's a good movie. Margot Robbie is a bona fide movie star. Yep, ending made me tear up. Yeah, I didn't tear up, but I understand why you would. It's not like, oh, come on, you teared up over that. No, 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 no. I get it. If you teared up, I 100% sympathize. It didn't end up happening with me, but I can understand why, definitely. How are you able to hold it in for the movies while you watch in the theater? You sir, you are a brave man. You sir are a brave man. I appreciate it, but I don't know, man. It's just I guess I go right before the movie, and when I drink my Coca Cola, by the time I'm finished, I guess that's when I have to start. I feel like I have to go, but that doesn't, I don't get that feeling until like midway or three quarters into the movie. And at that point, I'm like, this is where the ending's coming in. I'm not gonna leave for this, so I stay. Evan pisses his pants every time he leaves the theater. I wasn't against the feminist message as I support women's rights, but I really wasn't interested in Barbie. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely agree. Definitely agree. That's really what I would have said had it not been for me going to the movie. Honestly, that's literally my viewpoint exactly. Literally my viewpoint exactly. Um, bro, you guys could have won my contest. Literally one other guy submitted. It wasn't even good. Well, I'm sorry, man. In fact, I still have the Amanda. I have to fix it. Originally, it was going to be Amanda versus Adora stop motion, but literally midway through the stop motion, which I'm not going to release, by the way, because I'm sorry. Thinking about it now, the kaiju choice wasn't good, and I don't think I could have done a better job. But look at this. This is what I got at G Fest, guys. 2 weeks into my collection, it's already broken. Really pissed about this, but I'm gonna glue it with Gorilla Glue. I don't think I have any, but when I get some, I'll glue it. And I literally in the middle of the stop motion. So I'm really, really sorry about that, Arc. I was really hoping I could enter, but the good news for you is you could also host another one, maybe with a different theme or something, kind of like what I do with my Thanksgiving awards. But it doesn't have to be right away. I mean, give it some time. But um, but no, I do apologize. I think what's so upsetting to me is I love it. I absolutely love it in summer when it's daylight at like 9 o'clock at night. I love that so much. I love like sunlight at 8 o'clock or at 9 o'clock. And now that we're entering, not we're not entering fall. I mean, we have like a month to go, not even like maybe two. But nah, man, I it's starting to get slowly darker now by 8 o'clock, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. I miss. I hate it when it's nighttime at like 5 in the afternoon. I hate that so much. My God, it's so depressing. So yeah, nowadays I have to get in the habit of usually these last few months I could have gone the whole stream without turning a single light on in my room because I like natural light, and now I have to turn the light on. It sucks bad. Um, did you know that Barbenheimer was met with negative reactions in Japan? Really? They didn't like either movie? Oppenheimer is the best movie of 2023. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to quickly think back of any other movie I saw this year. Trying to think. Am I missing anything? Trying to think. We had. I guess it is. Yeah. I guess it is. Um, but I think Napoleon's going to be even better. Just saying. Just saying. I think Napoleon's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for Napoleon. Just like I was saying, I can't wait for Oppenheimer a few months ago, and now I'm kind of like, all right, it was pretty good. I cannot wait for Napoleon. That's the next big hype, I think. Um, you know, but it's funny, thinking about it now. It's like, who would have ever thought that there would be this intertwined connection at some point in the universe where you'd have Barbie and Oppenheimer making a connection of some sort. Um, um, Apparently wasn't well received in Japan. You know what else had negative reactions to Japan? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Barbie. Hello, Mr. Redato. Welcome to the stream, man. Um, I don't know why that movie was a bomb. That's Jesus Christ, Arc. Japan probably didn't like it, rightfully so, because Oppenheimer is such a serious movie, and it's paired with a lighter movie like Barbie just turned Japanese. Just turned Japan. Yeah. Um, yeah. Especially with Oppenheimer releasing in Japan. Yes, yes, yeah. Though, yeah, it's definitely a sensitive topic for sure. Um, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Um, but no, yeah, I can definitely understand why. So the movies were good. I would rate Oppenheimer a 7.5, Barbie a 6 out of 10. Um, very, very, they're very decent movies, very good movies. One was decent, one was good. But I both walked out like, okay, I'm glad I watched that. Definitely, that was my reaction for both of them. That's the thing that I have in common for both of them. That was my reaction for both of them. Oh man, let me see here. Well, in the meantime, I guess does anyone have any questions about this topic before we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about? If that just so happens to be Barbie and Oppenheimer, so be it. I'm more than happy to talk about that. Let me see here. Um, but yeah. Oh, damn. Something went wrong with my live stream here. Whoopsies. There we go. I would rate Oppenheimer 9 out of 10. Okay, I get it. The movie would have Japan. I mean, Japan already seen Oppenheimer. Yeah. Um. So yeah. 9 out of 10 for Oppenheimer is pretty fair. I mean, just because if you thought that it wasn't too long, that's what I would have probably given it. But given the fact that I thought it was too long, you know, I mean, who knows? The thing with movies and like there are several examples of movies that I can list where I ended up liking it. Um, I ended up liking it, or no, sorry, not liking it as much as other people the first time, and then over time it grew on me, and I started to like it more. I'll give an example: The Fablemans. The Fablemans came out right before 2023 started. It was directed by Steven Spielberg. It was obviously a spinoff of his life story. I walked out of that theater. I didn't like it as much as many other people did. I kind of felt the same way about it with Oppenheimer. I'm glad I saw it. I did like it, but I just didn't like it the way the way other people did. And by that I mean by liking it even more. But now, like all these months later, I suddenly realize how great The Fablemans was. I love The Fablemans. It was a very, very good movie. And I have a feeling that the same thing might happen with Oppenheimer, where I'm saying now it's a 7.5 out of 10. And I feel like by the time, maybe a year from now or less, I'm probably going to say 8 out of 10 or move it up to an 8.5. I mean, keep in mind, I only saw it a week ago, and opinions change. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, yeah, I'm very, I'm happy I saw it. I am. Evan, what if they did an Oppenheimer like movie with Dr. Shirzad and the Auction Destroyer? Well, that'd be. I don't know how that would necessarily. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't know how that could necessarily work. I mean, you could. I don't know how that could necessarily work where you can combine the two. Sorry, I read that wrong. I thought you meant like they did a movie with Oppenheimer and Shirozawa. Oh, no, no, no. I get what you're saying now. Where it's a movie. I get it. I get it. I get it. That would no, no, no. And if that's what you're talking about, then that would definitely be cool. What they would definitely need at that point is a movie where it should honestly, be a spinoff of 1954, where quite literally is the same character, maybe like a CGI version of the same actor who played Shirazawa in the 1954 film, not a completely different spinoff. I would have if they're gonna make a movie like that, I would love to have it be like a movie that's actually like a prequel to the serious 1954 movie, not a spinoff, a prequel. That's what I would want to see if they ever did a movie like that. And we actually have to thank Oppenheimer. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have got. So yeah, no, that's yeah. There's everything falls in line in unique ways for sure. Um, Let me see here. Choo Choo Arc. What about examples of fan films that you like, but you didn't like as much as everyone else did, but over time you like it more? Oh, with fan films. It's an interesting question. Um, Not necessarily, just because that's a good question, but I don't know. I think um, I think I'm more likely to feel that way with movies than I am fan films, because the thing with movies is you have so many people giving so many opinions on it. So you hear all these different opinions and you listen to them all, and they can change your perspective. But with fan films, because there's only a limited audience, you really are only likely to stick to your one and only perceived opinion. Like it's not likely to change as much as with it does with a movie. So no, I can't really list examples. I just don't think it's I don't I think it's different scenarios. But that's a good question. Um, Feed TV is better. GPTV. I support Hayden, but maybe Evan. Oh, you mean like because right now he's doing his what? His Blazer stream, right? I was in one of his. At G Fest, I was in his Blazer stream, Mr. Red Hudson. Did you know that? I think the stream got taken down because of copyright, but I was in what was originally supposed to be his episode 2 stream for yeah. See, it skips over episode 2 on his channel because he got copyrighted. So it went skipped over that. It's episode 1, 3, 4, and 5 for Blazer. But um, I was definitely in the second episode of Blazer Stream. I watched it in this Jeepus hotel room. It was very fun. I must say, after that, I didn't update myself with the last 3 episodes of Blazer. I should, but I have not. That's my bad. Honestly, I agree. I would love to do Dr. Shirzan Oppenheimer kind of movie. Just him and the Auction Destroyer would be a great prequel. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And have it connect to, like, a story in 1954 as well, other than just the Auction Destroyer. You know, definitely. Let's see here. see here. Um, let's see. Yeah, now he's doing his episode 5 stream. Yep, yep, yep. I think I even maybe I did a little cameo on um, his latest one. I'm pretty sure I might have. I don't know. Let me see here. Random question, Evan. Why do you think a fan film should be limited to 30 minutes? Um, so why do I think a fan film should be? Well, first things first. With this fan film right now that Mecha and oh my god, I just realized I can say it. I can actually say it now. I can actually say Mecha Annihilation. Thank God. I don't have to like hold back my tongue. Uh, First things first, with Mech Annihilation, it will go a little over 30 minutes. I've already given you guys warnings that I'm going to cheat my own rule a little bit. I'm going to go over 30 minutes just a little bit with this new fan film. But yes, generally speaking, I like to keep it between 15 and 30 minutes because I find that given the type of audience you have in the Godzilla community, there's really, in my opinion, you have two types of audiences, right? You have the audience that's really only interested in the monster scenes and that skip through the human scenes. And you have the other audience that's willing to watch the full thing, but given the fact that it's a fan film and it's not an actual movie, they're not committed to watching a movie that's terribly long either. And no matter which category you fall in, you're more than likely to either skip through it or leave the movie early, or sorry, leave the fan film, video tab early because of the fact that they feel like this is too long. I find that fan films that are 40 minutes, hours long, um, they not all the time, but they mostly don't do as well as fan films that are shorter. Like for instance, less is more is what they say. Less is more. So less of a runtime, and also you should not treat your fan film like it's an actual movie. I mean, if you're talking, I mean, in the sense that you're a director and that you are working to make it, a good fan film, like one that you're proud of, absolutely. But like, you shouldn't be aiming to make your fan film like just like a real movie because it can't be a real movie. It doesn't have the same type of budget as a real movie. Doesn't have the same type of audience as a real movie. You're talking about uploading a fan film, which at most on a YouTube channel with the most amount of subscribers you can get is like 100K subscribers, 200K subscribers. That's like the most I've seen on channels that upload fan films regularly. And even in those cases, they if they're too long, they don't do very well. I mean, less is more. You do less of it, you get more people watching a video that's shorter than you do that's longer. So yes, I will break my own rule a little bit. Oh, and by the way, the reason why I don't think it should be shorter than 15 minutes is because at that point, I don't think you should even be calling it a fan film. I mean, you can still call it like I know that like that sounds like very that sounds very, very I don't know what's the right word for it. That doesn't sound like it's not my place to say it's not a fan film if it's under 15 minutes, but I personally don't feel like it is if it's under 15 minutes because if it's under 15 minutes, a film, what do you think of when you hear film? You think of something that's lengthy. But if you understand that there's a limited budget and there's limited this and limited that, it can't be so long, but you understand that if it's a film, you shouldn't make it too short either. So that's why I think it should be over 15 minutes, but shorter than 30 minutes. Because if I watch a so-called fan film in the title that's 5 minutes, I'm gonna walk out of that and be like, "What?" I mean, that's why when I uploaded my what is it, Megalon Wrath of Underneath, I didn't really know what else to call it. So instead of calling it a fan film, I said a mini fan film. So we're getting very specific now, but I guess that's all right. So yeah, I'm very picky with this kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree, man. I wish my friends took the idea to heart when they make their movies when daylight breaks. It was so slow and I couldn't get through the 1 hour. Yeah, right. My recent calling is to make 30 to 40 minute fan films. It goes very fast and it does well very view wise. Like Yaga One, it did very well and it was only 30 minutes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna go over this a little bit. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but that's okay. Cheat. I mean, it's just if it's like 33 minutes, 35 minutes, maybe even 40, that's okay. I think just the point where it's like an hour long, it's like, man, I'm not here to watch an actual movie. I'm here to watch, content that I sure hope is good, but one that's not gonna take a big chunk out of my day. Just something that I can spend a few minutes watching. So yeah, you get more of a committed audience if it's not too long. Evan, what's your dream figure you could own? Well, I'm going to answer this and then I'm going to be ending off the stream because by now I would be usually ending it. But a dream figure I wish I could own, and I was searching for it at G-Fest, but they didn't have it, let alone that. They didn't even have many memorial boxes at this G-Fest, which I'm quite surprised about. Would be a 55 memorial box. I would love one of those. I heard of one on eBay that's, cheap right now, and they're doing a bid, but I've never been great with bids, so I'm probably going to skip it. But I would love a 55 memorial box. I was looking for it at G-Fest, but nope, didn't have it. And they're very expensive. If you look up typically on eBay, they could be $150. I mean, as cheap as 70, as expensive as $200. So I just have to maybe hope for the day where I can find a good, one that's good, well priced. Because I brought some pretty expensive memorial boxes, but I don't want to have to do it again. You ideally want to find something that's affordable. So that's my dream figure. But in any case, just to give a whole sum up, we primarily in this stream talked about Barbenheimer. I like both movies. I think Oppenheimer's a 7.5 out of 10. Barbie's a 6 out of 10. And I would recommend you watch both movies. Completely different movies, and also for completely different audiences, I feel too. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Check out the teaser for Mech Annihilation if you haven't. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later, and bye bye.